So those of you that don't know me, John Cunningham, President REI New South Wales, and I want to welcome you all to this first ever property industry think tank. It's about professionalism. That's what this is about. And this is something that I want to thank you sincerely for actually being a part of, because this is something that is not just the industry body saying this is what we're going to do. This is a completely different way that we're going to approach this professional pathways. And so thank you for your participation, but also thank you for your interest, because what we're after today is ambassadors to walk out into that marketplace and start talking about this journey. We want to actually stimulate your thinking today, and that's why it's called a think tank. It's not us presenting you with the answers. It's not us presenting you with the solutions. We're going to look at the problem. We're going to come up with ways that we're going to approach it. And we can't do that singularly. We have to do that collectively. It's designed to provide you with that stimulus and to actually discuss it amongst yourselves. So what we'll be doing is having Q&As after each session. There'll be, 2 sessions in a row and then a Q&A. We'll also have the Honourable Victor Dominello, Minister for Finance, Services and Property, joining us at about 2:15, 2:30. Now, Victor is one of the architects of this scheme, and we have to thank him for certainly heading us in the right direction in terms of our desire to move to a co-regulatory model in the industry. This is a very new concept for the industry, and there'll be plenty of road bumps along the journey. So today and moving forward, we are seeking open minds, innovative thinking and positive and creative solutions to make sure we arrive in one piece. There will be naysayers, make no mistake about it. There'll be obstacles and there'll be a plethora of reasons why we cannot achieve this objective. But it only takes 1 or 2 good overriding reasons to do it, and they will win the day. And those reasons, in my view, just for what it's worth, are if it's good for the consumer, it's good for the business. That's a famous Richard Branson quote, which I think is so appropriate when we look at what we're all about. And the second one is, in my view, we have no choice than to do this, because it's a matter of just surviving. Is that what it's about, or is it actually thriving? And I think everyone here today is about thriving. That's the key ingredient. The concept of professionalism means that many things to many people, but at its core is having a set of guiding principles that you live and work by. And to be a business professional, it requires having a set of high standards that are consistent within the profession. And that's a completely different approach to what we've gone down in the past. So allow me to be absolutely clear here. The real estate industry is full of people who behave in a professional manner. I'm certainly not saying there is not that happening. But we are not a real profession. The real estate industry is also full of people who do not have a professional behaviour in their body. So as a whole, we are very conflicted. We need to change that. As a result, I see that we're at a crossroads. And within a very short period of time, we will all have some very serious decisions on what direction we will take. There's a slippery slope to disruption, distraction, low skill, low value, discounted services. We see that happening already. Or we can disrupt ourselves and take a great leap forward to being the property professional that we deserve, where exceptional knowledge, skills, innovation and efficiency provide a superior and more valuable experience, because it is all about value. This think tank is not just an opportunity to talk about what being a professional real estate agent means, but a chance to think about the opportunities that can be created and how we can control our own future as a result. You've all been invited here today because you are either an industry thought leader and/or a highly successful and influential agent who is interested in transforming the industry into an officially recognised profession by the Property Standards Authority of Australia. The concept of creating a movement to elevate the industry to a professional level at both the grassroots level and the organisational level has had its genesis many years ago. But due to the battle to raise the very low education bar of the property industry and the fragmentation of our industry, the timing and opportunity were not there. As times change and consumer expectations increase, the time has come to revisit and reboot the initiative. And the board of the Real Estate Institute of New South Wales came to the conclusion some 3 years ago that something had to be done, but it actually had to be done on a national level. You can't achieve these things in isolation at state level. Since the creation of the idea, we have started the process. What's happening here? Things are falling apart. You know what? Started the process through a series of industry summits where we've developed the foundations. And through participation in government advisory positions, we have been successful in raising the education bar at entry level, licence level, and within the framework of the new real estate reforms, they will be through Parliament, hopefully in the coming months. So things are happening. This was essential first step. We couldn't take this step that we're embarking on now without that. We can embark on the real purpose, and that was to set new professional standards for the industry and to create a co-regulatory framework. We saw the need and the opportunity for agents to create a new centre space, a space where everything to do with the before, the at and after the property transaction and the engagement with the consumer's needs connects to and revolves around you, the professional agent. A place where consumer needs are paramount and where innovation and technology are infused in the consumer experience as a time saver, enabler and stress reliever. So welcome to the pathway to professionalism. Now the format of today's think tank will involve presentations by a number of our industry advisory group and on professionalism. And the reason we've done this is to give a diversity of views. This is, again, not just the view of certain parts of the industry. This is a cross-section of the whole industry. Are we all good? Okay. And so after each presentation, I said there'd be a Q&A, there'll be an opportunity. But what I'm going to do is actually get you, after each presentation, to actually have a chat to your neighbour. 2 or 3 people at a time. Have a chat about what you got out of that presentation, what it meant to you, and to formulate questions that you're going to ask during the Q&A. I think we're going to get far better engagement and participation by doing that. So, the program as follows. Hopefully these batteries won't fall out. Empty slide. Good start. Okay, that's the next one. We're going to go through the why. Myself and Chris Morwood are going to talk about that. Why are we doing this? You know, what's the reason behind it? Shannon Whitney is going to then present about what actually it is. What is it all about? What does it mean? We'll have a Q&A after that. Then we'll move to Mr. Dominello, who's going to have a chat to us for about 10 minutes and just give his take on where we're heading. Ewan Morton's going to present on how this is going to actually happen and all the elements that go with that. Tim McKibben and Braden Walters are going to talk about when and who's going to be involved in this. How's this going to play out in terms of timing and who will facilitate it. Then we'll have another Q&A. Then we've got afternoon tea, and during afternoon tea I'm going to ask you, Josh, our videographer and photographer here, is going to be asking questions. There's going to be a bit of a vox pop thing going on here, so really love your participation in that to get those questions, and we'll also do one at the conclusion of the event. Then we've got a presentation from Brett Hunter and Peter Matthews going to talk about what's in it for the agent. Now clearly that's an important consideration that we've got to think about. And to wrap it all up, Kylie Walsh and Brad Caldwell-Isles are going to present on what's in it for the consumer, and to me, that's the most important one. We'll then have a Q&A, and then we'll talk about the way forward from there. In other words, what happens after this.